What's up, bro? Hello, Lamar. How you doing? Are the Bears winning? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Punky, are you all right? I'm curious if seriously, who are you good? Honestly, are you good? Everything good? Honestly, you just take it easy. Appreciate you asking. All right, okay. I do wonder who you are. I have a feeling that we may have crossed paths. There are not a lot of people that you know. Is it a heavy fight? Cell walls between 110 and 100. Yeah, something on that level. Look, I'll come to it in a second. Um, let's get everything moving. All right, let's get rid of that. All right. Basically, that's it. That's the best way to describe it. That is the best way to describe it, right? Yeah, you gotta either gonna have to hit that 114 or we're gonna have to have some problems. At best, at absolute best, can you see alt season December? I'm still. Let's just get into November. Let's get into November, and then we can go from there. All right. Let's get some. Let's get some. Hey, who wants to sponsor my mustache? How about that? Let's get into those type of conversations before everyone gets all angry for some reason at me. People are coming in strong today, man. I got a feeling today's stream is going to be, yeah, moving to the tube. But how do you know how to get to the tube? Just testing the waters here. But why can't I see your conversation on what? Oh, there we go. All right, people conversations coming in. I was like, why can't I see the conversation? Let's get this moving here. 1 second. I need the conversation on the 100k likes is a must. Yeah, no, it won't happen. People are angry at me for some reason. I'm feeling so. One second. All right. Why can't I see my live? And more importantly, why can't I see anyone writing anything on the X and Z? You're here. Oh wow, 19 viewers. Gangster. 100k likes for a mustache. Nah, you need to wait, is anyone writing anything here? That pop up? Or is just no one writing? The tube is working. Fantastic. I love it when there's an error. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. The X API is having a field day today for some random reason, and I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why. I'm completely out unless. You could be. Look, I'm just gonna try this one more time. If this doesn't work, honestly, if this doesn't work, then I'm assuming that this is going to be full blown, just the tube. Why are you doing that? Why? Someone explain to me why. What just happened? All right, whatever. Yeah, for some reason, X comments are not working. I sorted that streaming on there. I can see. I know you can see me on X. It's very kind of you. It is working, but I can't see your comments for some reason. Ah, it's come up. All right, cool. All right, it's working. Cool, 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 cool. Let's get on with the things. Man, this new. I'm telling you. What just happened? All right, I'll do that later on. What was I saying? Please can we start? Of course we can start. Now, what's happening in the markets at this present moment is that we are facing what we can describe as trend is your friend until the very end scenario right now, right? We're sitting on a clear, somewhat downtrend at this present. You look handsome. Thank you so much, BBJ. Oh wow, I got a nice compliment. People came in hot today, right? It came in strong. But as long as we're holding underneath the 21-day EMA, we are looking at somewhat problematic price action at this present moment. We're basically fighting for a key level that we're gonna need to hold, especially if we start getting into the weekly close. Man, the weekly close, it really is as important as that, right? If the weekly close does not close above the 21-day EMA, we may have some problems, right? We may have a little bit of a problem and a further downside risk. So let's see where that ends at the end of this week. But I will say this, right? There's a few other things that I want to really explain to a lot of people that are here, is that somewhat price action that we see right now is looking not under. I'll tell you what the line in the sand is, and I said it several times before. Price action is looking a bit worrying at this present moment because we're developing a bit of a bearish order block, which could mean that there could be a pullback down, right? It's really simple, the 100,000 level, right? It's super duper simple at this present moment. If we can hold, 100,000, I would say 100,000, right? If we can hold the 100,000 level and not break below that, then we're good. If we don't, then we will hit this. We'll go for this bottom trend line, right? This ultimate trend line that we've seen that's been building here. We'll see this trend line, and if it comes in taps that, so around the 94, 95 area, that will be a massive buying opportunity, and I'll be buying everything I can possibly can, right? That's the way I think. But I'm not there yet, right? I'm at that level where I'm not accepting what things are going on in this market at the moment, where the way that everyone is just accepting it. I don't see things ending. Look, I've been through a lot of bear markets, right? And bull markets. I've been through a lot. And that's going to be decided tonight with the monthly close, weekly. The weekly and the monthly one is absolute insanity, right? The monthly is looking still okay. If it closes above the 109, that's good, right? But the weekly close is also really good. There are a lot of things are coming in together. But what I'm going to say is this, right? There's some key levels on the daily. If we can reclaim above the, in fact, that's not right. 114. 114.6. Yeah, 114.6. If we can reclaim the 114.6, then I will become very, very bullish, right? And I want everyone to also understand that this thing is not out of the realm of reality. I want everyone to really understand that. The fact that we held the 200-day EMA is a very, very strong thing. And technically on the daily, we are producing a higher low. I want everyone to be very, very careful about that. We only have a few hours before it's closing. Well, yeah, a few hours, more than a few hours. But yeah, we are technically producing a higher low. Let's not forget that, right? Let's not forget that. The only issue I have is that it's settling underneath the 21-day EMA, which is usually a problematic place to be, right? And we don't want this to start rolling over. That box that you see there, we need to make sure that isn't an order block that rolls over and then breaks this line here, right? If it starts breaking basically the 100,000, this will roll up to 100,000. There's 100,000 here. 101. If it starts breaking this, and then we start getting some real downside things, but I don't know if we will get that. I'm still not seeing the key factors in the market to do so. What a lot of people are pointing towards at the moment is that we're not seeing anything that is somewhat relevant bullish news to push this up. But I'll say this, right? I'll say this. These markets don't break down like this. They just don't break down the way that is like this. It's not like this that it happens. Everyone is bearish right now. Everyone. That's my problem here. Everyone is bearish, and I just my spidey senses just, when everyone is bearish, I always feel this. What's up, man? Nothing up. Not me, bro. Well, a lot of people are bearish. You can even see that Ponky came in and was like somewhat aggressive and said, get on with it. Everyone's accepting it's over, or this, that, and the other. Which makes me think, I wonder who you are. Right? I wonder who you are. Ah, God. Anyway, whatever. It's all good. Right? That's the situation I'm in. If we need this, the weekly, to close above the 21-day EMA. The weekly has to close above the 21-day EMA for this to stay bullish. Otherwise, what will happen? Good sir, are you of Iranian or Lebanese origin? We all have a Santa rally. Well, we'll see, man. Everyone's pointing. I hate that. Everyone just stop making up those things, right? Like names. If we can regain, as I said, and it's not that difficult to do. This is the thing that I need everyone to understand, right? If we can regain the 21-day EMA over the weekend by Sunday, we're good, right? And I'm still bullish for November. I just want everyone to understand that I'm still bullish for November. And I'm going to show you a few things that you guys all really need to understand and to understand this factor. When we get a rate cut, usually we get a bearish movement, right? It's a bit of a bearish movement. I priced it in. I said to everyone that this could. I'm waiting a pullback today, this week. We have some factors that you will all need to understand, and I'll start showing them now so we can do it. And I'll make this as short and sweet, and so everyone can have a nice weekend, right? So I don't play around with a lot of things. We're currently, what it looks like, we're getting a leveling off of exchange volume, right? That leveling of exchange volume is a good sign. It's a good sign. We also look at this other factor. We're seeing that on the daily, right? When we've had this pump, which is relatively small, right? We've had a relatively small pump, but the amount of volume we had is greater than all of the previous move that we've had. So this type of volume is not leverage volume, it's actually spot volume, which is a good sign. I like that. That's a good thing. We're looking at the if we look at the weekly and we're seeing what's going on at this present moment here. I'm expecting this thing to possibly tap these lower levels here, which could mean that Bitcoin goes down as low as 100,000. I said it, right? I said it throughout the period. It's possible to do that. I will start getting bearish if Bitcoin goes below $100,000. That's my number. Until then, I don't care what anyone says, because I promise you this, right? I promise you this. If this gets above the 114,000, I'll just, you know what, forget it. If it gets above the 21-day EMA, right, on the short-term basis, if it gets above there, you will see everyone shouting, oh, this will happen, that will happen, and then all these creators and this and the other people will come back. It's these moments that are the people that you need to be careful of who you talk to. And it's just like, it's wild what's going on, because, you know, going around and discussing in this manner, saying that it's over, I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. As I said, let it go below 100,000, or in fact below this 102 that wick there, because there isn't many support between it. If it gets below that, then we'll go there. Even ChatGPT thinks we're still in a bull market. Look, there are things indicators that you can look at that doesn't show or give that the instance that this is over. Like, we need to understand these things, right? We need to really understand certain factors. Expecting, I genuinely am expecting. Thank you so much for the gift. You guys are very, very kind, right? I'm genuinely expecting. While Bitcoin is struggling, alts are gaining a bit of traction right now. Weirdly, no. I'm genuinely, everything rolls off Bitcoin and Res. I'm gonna go to all these other factors here, right? I'm genuinely expecting a move in November. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a lot of information coming out, like a lot of information, and it makes no sense to be over. I mean, and when you say over, right? I want everyone to understand this fact, right? Over is a time thing. I want everyone to really get this thing. Over could be May. Say if this thing goes crazy, right? Can I talk with you? What is that? What? Sorry, what was that? What just happened? Okay, cool. Happy Halloween. Thanks, Baz. I appreciate that, man. Baz is such a legend, man. He is the guy to this day. He pop. Can I say pop my cherry? He popped my YouTube cherry. That's a. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. He popped my YouTube cherry. Ah, man. Okay, say it with a straight face. He popped my YouTube cherry. There we go. I feel better for saying that. But right now, look, we are producing these factors here, right? That's what's important to me. If we could gain just above this 21-day EMA, it would give me a lot more. But we are really. What TikTok guidelines entered the chat? What does that mean? What just happened? What's going on? The low time frames. Okay, yeah, right. That's the thing. It just needs to gain certain levels, right? If we can get above that, that's great. If not, then we could potentially have some further downside. For this to become really, really bullish, it has to get above the 114. When you said the cherry, did he? Okay, but someone gave me, I don't know. That sounds intimate. Sorry, couldn't resist myself. It was intimate. What's the 21-day EMA at? Around the 111.5. If we can get above that, we're looking good. We're still holding the 200-day EMA, which is a positive thing. We have produced a higher low, right? We have. Now, if this produces, and I'll say this right now, if this, just get rid of this. If this cannot break the 114, and there's something like it comes to maybe here, and then it does that, then I will short the market. And this is probably going down towards 100,000 level. This is the thing. Right now, we're at this scenario here. We need the weekly to close above the 21-day EMA here, which is roughly around the 109, 110 area. On the daily, 114 would be ideal. Oh my God, if you get above the 114, that is absolutely amazing. And if we look on the 5-day, you'll see that this 104 level is really, really important here. These are the key factors of the numbers to look at. It's really, really important to know. Now, I want to show you something that a few things. Isn't bear market indicated when we settle below 200-day EMA on the monthly? That would be on the monthly. Actually, let's have a look in there. Not necessarily. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, it's here. No, I don't think that's going to be. I genuinely don't think Bitcoin will come down there. I would say at maximum we would tap the bottom of this line, 95. If Donald Trump comes out with something really, really terrible, that's what would happen, right? I think around that level. Iris, are we skipping the euphoria stations? No, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. Right? I genuinely don't think so. There's too much bearish news in the market. I just want everyone to understand this, right? There's too much bearish news, and I want to show you something so you guys can really, really understand this, right? This is really, really key. Do you know this? Do you know what this is? Do you know what the NIME number is? Anyone? Now, look, I will say this. I'm going to say this very carefully right now. ASMR stream with that rain. It is wild, the rain here. Welcome to England, people. How you guys feel? I feel like a Joey moment. All by myself. All those trick-or-treaters. Anyway, look. So this is the NIME number. Pretend we don't. All right, I'm gonna pretend you guys don't know what the NIME number is, because when I like to give some data, this is the number that describes the allocation of investors, basically fund managers allocating assets into the market. We are currently at about 100% at the moment, right? About 100%. So what this usually means when it hits around this level is that we have about 3 months. We have 3 months more of upside, and then we will get probably a correction then. And if we look at what we understand... Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? It's a bit raining, brev. Oh man, anyway. So we have about 3 more months of upside, usually after it hits the 100 number, right? And it's crossed the 100. You sound fine, fantastic. It's can you turn that down? Did you just make the rain stop? That was weird. Yeah, so when it turns to 100, we usually have about three more months. Are you in the caravan? I'm in a sky bunker caravan. All right, it's amazing. Yeah, when it comes to the 100 number, it means that the allocation, you need a boat. I have one. It's a speedboat, but I don't have a. Does that indicate traditional markets or crypto? Traditional markets. All right. And what this usually means is that when it hits 100, 100 or actually crosses it, that's out. It's raining, man. God, that's loud. What's your thoughts on drop shipping, man? Lamar, just don't say that to me. All right. Oh my god. Don't do drop shipping. Drop shipping is don't do that. I'm in Dubai. I might be coming to Dubai. I might be moving to Dubai. I might be moving after what's happening in the UK and what's coming, the rules coming in. I just I can't stay here anymore. Chief saying, yeah, man, it sounds good. No, it's burning, man. It's lovely here in the yard. Oh man, I'll come and join you, man. I have one in the country. I'm not going to tell you, but it's like more of a speedboat. It's like a 11-meter speedboat. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so when it passes the 100, usually that means that we have about 3 more months of upside, right? And that means in the S&P 500, when the S&P 500 has 3 more months of upside, the crypto market will follow in one way or another. That's why I'm expecting that. What was that? That's why I'm expecting that from next week onward, we should be getting some nice little move up in the markets, right? Stock markets gave a highest weekly and monthly close adjust. Yeah, that's exactly. We are in for a correction, right? A correction is going to happen in stock market for sure. Some of these valuations are absolutely ridiculous. Nvidia hit 5 trillion yesterday. 5 trillion. Unbelievable. How a company is worth 5 trillion is out of this world. But I will say this, right? As Powell said, when people say that this is a bubble, in a bubble, there aren't usually earnings. And Nvidia's earnings, including Facebook. Did you guys see Facebook's earnings, by the way? They missed expectations in Asia, but still beat profit expectations. That's why I bought this thing. That's why I paid. What is the price of my first car for this phone? Anyway, I bought it for. I don't know why I bought it. Anyway, whatever. Okay, whatever. That's that situation, right? So this is the situation. We have 3 more months of that, and I expect that to be a nice positive move in that side. Isn't that small? Why is that? What is? Okay, good. All right. Did you know you could do? I didn't know you could do that. Anyway, cool. There's that situation there, right? We also look at something else that we can see here. Look, if we look at another indicator that's 3 months and crypto will follow up. Getting there, right? Getting there. One more thing that we need to also look at, right, is through. Here we go. One second. Put this out here. This, if you want to know how crazy this is how crazy things are going right. My bad, waiting with bated breath. This is something called the true Hindenburg omen sell signal, and what this usually means, right? When this indicates is that there's another 3 months, 3 months of a blow off top to happen, and this is in the S&P 500. This is in the traditional markets we're talking about. And when we start getting a massive expansion like this in what we would describe, I don't know what just happened there. All right, in the traditional markets, once we see, if we see this massive expansion, I'm genuinely thinking this trend line is where we get the biggest pullback, right? If we see this massive expansion that is waited in the next 3 months, this move up will do the same with Bitcoin, and then eventually when we start getting those nice little liquidity injections into the market, we'll start making this thing go up to the top, and we will see what could be described as some form of a alt season. I think the alt season in one way or other will only happen, right? It's only going to really happen. The way that you think it's going to happen is when we have excess liquidity in the market, right? You'll get these small popcorn events happening left, right, and center where things will go crazy. But this is the situation of where we are. And I think that that moment of when that is going to happen, when that is, yeah, that's what she said. I'm trying to be serious, man. that there will happen, not when QE. Watch my video tomorrow morning, all right? You guys need to watch my video tomorrow morning. Should I give you guys a bit of a hint? It's not going to happen through QE. It's going to happen through something else, all right? Bro, can you review my store? Oh, you didn't actually get into... You didn't do it, man. Lamar, you didn't actually do the... Please say you didn't get into dropshipping. Don't do dropshipping. It's such a... Just create a business, man. If you need help, I'll help you create a business. Don't do dropshipping. Dropshipping is pointless. Oh, man, come on. Don't do it. It's more headache than... A lot of people will talk about it. Yeah. Just create something, man. Whatever. That's that situation. It's not going to come through QE. It's not going to come through QE. It's going to come through something else. QE will happen in May. And it'll happen in May because of the, Powell leaving. Simple as that, right? I'm going to give you a hint of where it's going to come from. And if anyone can guess this, I'm going to be very, very proud of them. I'm going to give you 3 letters. TGA. 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 It's in the game, right? If you guys know what TGA is, that's where the money is going to be coming from. Please tell us. We promise to watch the video too. Really? No one watched my previous one. Just saying. Yeah, it's going to come from a TGA, and the way they're going to do it is just say, look, say that things are in a difficult moment and things are moving in a Alec B. I love that you got it right, but TikTok censored you. I love that it censored you. Keep that to yourself. Transfer gold assets. No. That's what I'm going to say. Watch the video tomorrow. Right? That's that situation there. Trump gives a lot. That's the one. Trump gives a lot. That's hilarious. Alec B, stop it. Shh. All right. That's it. Right? Mr. T, you got it correct. All right. Although I do give it. I do give it to Alec B because that is actually hilarious. Lamar, man, message me, I'll tell you, right? Don't do it. I know people who do it. They don't do it, right? So that's what it's going to be coming from. And I will say this. I'll say this to everyone that you guys need to understand, right? Look, I said it yesterday. I'm saying it again. We are going to get a cutting cycle. I don't care what anyone says. And I will say this to you. I'll say this to you. If the government opens up soon, and I'm expecting in November for the government shutdown to stop. If the government shutdown stops, you're going to see a very bad employment number and unemployment situation. To be honest, tomorrow we're going to see some non-farm, not non-farm, but unemployment data coming out. Unless I'm mistaken, let me just check. Did we get it tomorrow or the day after or next week? Let's have a look at both together. Here we go. Do we get anything on Friday? No, we get it next week. Next week is going to be massively important, right? So the beginning of the month is going to be massively important, and I'm expecting the government to shut down to stop next week, right? I think in November the government shutdown is going to stop, and actual numbers are going to come out. And when the actual numbers are going to come out, I am expecting the Fed to not only start cutting aggressively, but also to start sprinkling in some liquidity into the market, right? That's what I'm thinking. And I think we'll see what happens next week, but next week is going to be absolutely unbelievably important, as it is pretty much every single time. I said that by next week we'll know exactly where this market is, and I'll make my decision next week. Next week is where the key factor of all of this is going to happen. Make sure you keep this cryptocraft.com on your guidelines and all your tabs, because it's really, really important. Now let's look at some other things, right? If we look at liquidation levels as we're sitting right now, let's go to the 2-week one. Do we have anything? Does it show anything? We're kind of seeing some liquidity around 105. It looks like this thing may. We'll see that. We'll see, right? We're looking at what's going on. If we do not regain that 114, and what we do is put a lower high from that point, then we're going down to testing that 100,000 level. I would put my bottom dollar in it. That's what I would say. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the market does. We'll see how the week ends. I do like that the exchange volume is going up and all that kind of jazz, right? If we look at some other key factors here, Ethereum is not looking great, right? It doesn't look great. It must not lose that 21-day EMA. Simple. If it does, then we're gonna have a lot more problems in the market. But it looks like it's holding that level at the moment. The 3699 is a super duper important level to look at. If we look at USDT dominance, I'm liking that it has recovered back down into from that level. That level was getting a bit. That level was getting a bit, squeaky bum moment. But that squeaky bum moment, it looks like it's good. We don't want it to gain acceptance above this 501 level. It going down is a great sign, right? We need this to produce a lower high. In fact, lose the 21-day EMA. The rejection from here looks great. It's a good sign. We just need it not to create a higher low. And that could be it coming down towards a 4.87 level, which could be what we could see is that bit of a pump to try and close that weekly at a higher level. Let's see how that goes, right? If you look at USDT dominance, I still believe that this level here, like the 60 to 61 level, is definitely going to be hit. I would not be surprised, and that could cause some real problems, right? Real problems into the market. Now, let's get to the real thing. This is the thing that I have the biggest. The $100 mark is very, very important. It needs to break down. But I will say one thing about this. Right? This could be transitory. Bear with me when I say this, right? This could be transitory, and it is because of this. It is because of the breakdown of gold. I said that this looks like this is going to be breaking down, right? And what could be going on at this present moment is people going into cash Because they don't know where to put their money. They don't know where to invest their cash because they are unsure, especially with the VIX going a bit haywire and starting to gain ground again. This is the thing. Even if we look at the 10-year Treasury, it looks like it's going up, even though it's rejecting off the bottom line of this, which is a good thing, which could mean that there could be further downward pressure on this. But at this present moment, if I start seeing, let's do it this way, right? If I start seeing a full-blown acceptance of the dollar above the 21-day EMA, if I start seeing 3 candle close above there, then I'll get bearish quite quickly, because at this present moment, what I'm seeing is gold is massive profits being taken on gold, right? Which was inevitable because you're seeing people full blown queuing up to get gold and stuff like that, right? If this starts to break down, which it still looks like it's going to, it's settling in a very, very dangerous area. Although it's holding the 3996 quite strong. It's important, right? This level where it is right now, it's decision time. Please send a note in the pro group either way when you turn a bearish or fully bullish. I will do. I'm gonna do all of that stuff. I've been neglecting that a little bit. The guys have also been neglecting that a little bit because I apologize for being just super duper busy. I'm gonna get on that from this weekend onward, I'm really on it there. I need to give everyone all the information because it's getting into that point now, right? This is decision point. And if I bring this next to each other here, and you see the correlation between Bitcoin and gold, we are at decision point right now. And this is the thing that I want. What does it mean that it's like? Does it keep going back to 399 area? Is that the exact? I mean, if you come and look at the screen, you'll see what I'm talking about. This little zone in between here is where it's sitting. It's in decision point right now. So as I said, it can either go up or down. The fact that it's settling below the 21-day EMA gives me an understanding that this could go down, which could make the dollar go up. Especially as there's a relevant uncertainty, you know, the US government is on lockdown, there's not information, and the Fed talking in a way, right? The Fed talking in a way as if they have the full information to hand and they're looking to pause any type of rate cuts. But I'll say this to you, right? If they cut, which the market is expecting three cuts by the end of the year. Jesus. I'm expecting it to be bullish. I'm still bullish for November. I don't care what anyone says. I'm bullish for November. All right? I'm bullish for November. So I'm going to keep that there. But at this present moment, this is what's important. The breakdown of this is also relevant wholeheartedly with the Bitcoin, gold in relation to Bitcoin because of the level. This rolling over will eventually come into Bitcoin. I don't care what anyone says. Because at this present moment, you need to ask yourself this question, right? You holding dollar, where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? I only have XRP. Where are you going to put the dollar? I really tried to not say anything there. I really tried. Right? Where are you going to put the dollar? You're not going to put it into the treasuries, right? Because it looks like the yield is going down. You're not going to put it into gold because gold looks like it's going to go down, right? Where are you going to put it? You can put it into the S&P 500, but that's a key decision point as it is already right now, right? It needs to hold this level, which is unbelievable that the level it needs to hold and it's reacting off is the bank told me level. All right. I don't want to say like there's some conspiracy here, but I wrote the bank told me number all the way down here, right? So there's this uncertainty there. There's uncertainty about what the Fed is going to do. There is uncertainty. But I just want you to understand this factor, right? When the government shutdown stops and certainty starts coming in, there's information, there's data, there's a whole bunch of this kind of stuff. And the Fed goes, oh yeah, look, we looked at the data. I think we need to continue the cutting. That's where everything will change. If you don't know where to put your dollar, I can take care of it. Yeah, that's what she said. So at this present moment, oh man, I said that too loud. At this present moment, we're in this nothing burger stage, right? Nothing burger. Right now, there is complete uncertainty unless you're in Tau, which looks like you're in like all the money's going into Tau, right? And you'll get this now in the market. You will start getting these certain factors, certain coins really popping off and some not, and the money rotating around to look into a place where to put it, right? So keep your eye. That's what I was going to say, Steve. Keep your eye on DXY. Keep your eye, as I said. These factors here, I've said many times. These are the barometer. Not that. Let's put that away. These are the barometer. In fact, I'll put this here as well. These are the barometer of the market, right? SPX, DXY, gold, and the VIX, and the 10-year treasury. This here gives you a full-blown understanding of the health of the market of where we're sitting right now. At this present moment, SPX is almost at all-time high, right? I'm expecting it to tap this trend line. I think there will be the key factor. And when people say this, and this is the thing that really bothers me, right? It's when they say SPX is up, is up 42%. It needs to, like, this is unsustainable, this and the other. Yeah, it is, right? It is. But if we take it from the point of where Donald Trump wouldn't have said tariffs, we're up 13%. And we're in a bull market in the S&P 500. Things are getting a bit overheated. I'm not going to lie, but I still think that we will see. I still think that we will see. You know what? I'm going to mark it. If we look at the NIME index and a few other indicators, it looks like we have 3 more months of upward movement, right? And I think that upward movement would be on average about 3%, right? You seriously see next week looking good? I think so. Yeah, I think next week is going to be good. Mark my words. And if I'm wrong, yeah, well, I'm just a guy in the sky bunker. 4%. I said 3. Yeah, I could see a 4% move in the market. I really could. I think here around the 7,100. Let's put that there. There. I think that there, around this level here, will be the point where things start to be moved. Words marked. But everyone will forget, right? Everyone will forget and everyone will come back all angry and stuff like that, right? But it looks like, as in for a few days, or good as in we get this alt season, we will want. Look. I want something. I'm gonna, and this is like a full-blown heart-to-heart to all of you guys. All right, I want this to be clear to understand. Are you guys willing to wait until May for an alt season? Serious question. So you expected to hit the trend line before we head bearish? I think so. Yeah. Dalton, no. No, I waited 2 years, man. That's it, right? No, why no? Hell no. That no. Who gonna pay for Black Friday? This is what I've been saying. I was gonna pay for Black Friday. Oh crap! Should I wait for Black Friday for my phone? That's annoying. Anyway, whatever. Nope, no chance. Why? Why? Why would you not wait for? Why? Why would you not wait? Why would you not wait? That means that you would have gone into Bitcoin at 27,000 and sold it at. How many months is that? 1 second. How many months is where are we from? We're 6 months. Let's mark 6 months. Let's put it on the monthly. So you're saying that you would not have waited. You would have sold in. You would have sold Bitcoin at 69,000. Is that what you're saying? I mean, for the long term. I've waited too long. My heart will not live 6 months. That wouldn't that be the longest, most painful crypto bull run ever? Or we started early with institutional buying coming in. Have you thought of that as well? See, look, I'm expecting, and I just want this to. I expect the alt season to be a year long. That's what I expect. I really do expect that the next bull run will be a year long. Hey, brother, can you take a look at Solana, please? I will look at it. I think it will be a year long, because what will happen? And this is the thing: you just have to be patient, man. I've learned patience in this industry like you wouldn't believe. People screw me over when to my face, and I've helped them and done a whole bunch of that, right? They do. And I've grown so much patience that it doesn't even affect me anymore. I'm at that wild level right now, right? I'm at that, it doesn't even affect me. It's how it is. I know that in the long run, one way or other, things will develop in the right way, and we'll move from there. I still think that going into the end of the year, we're going to get some really nice positive moves. I really do think that. But I'll say this, right? What just happened? That was weird. Anyway, I still think that we're still going to have a bit of a move. I still think that we will most probably go and tap these higher levels here, possibly the 125 again and up there. I still think this is a possibility. But I will say for your alts and what we would describe as those insane movements is this. By May, right, we will have at least 5 cuts underneath us. By May, we will be getting in a new chair who will cut more. So by May, the federal funds rate will be -3. So there'll be -3 of what it is right now. And it will give enough time for the market to have some major liquidity coming into it. And by that time, the tariff stuff and all that kind of things would have changed. So that's what I'm saying. I was buying in 22. I can wait. Yeah, same. I bought in 2017. You do not know the feeling of you do not know the feeling, right, of buying in 2017, right? Seeing this run up going, oh my God, I am wealthy that I know what to do with, and then it crashing down 70%. Believe me. Believe me when I tell you guys that like 20% and nothing, all right? You gain patience like you wouldn't believe. That's the thing. So right now, there will be some liquidity rotation that's happening everywhere. I still think that there's going to be real moves coming in. As you see, like things like in Tau and what's happening with Arrow and all this kind of stuff, right? But if we look at some other key players such as Solana, let me look at Solana. Someone said Solana. Strange. Good news very day, and no upside is a sign. It's not a sign. It's not a sign. It's not a sign. It means speculators are out of the market. I sold my XRP earlier this year at around $3 after holding it for 45. I'm good now. I can wait as well. I mean, I did warn you guys about XRP. But never mind, it's fine. All right. I did warn you about XRP. Solana is not looking too great, Brev. Solana is not looking too great. Yeah, Solana doesn't look too great. The line in the sand for the Solana is 176. Simple as. What? No! Not touching XRP with a 10-yard, 10-foot barge pole. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think it's going to have some form of utilization into the market. Thoughts on Ondo? I hate Ondo. I really don't like Ondo. It has a... then if I can reveal that. Ondo is stupidly inflationary. And that inflationary factor goes into... Solana isn't cooked. No, I just think it just has some downside. Look, as I said, if it... I expect it to most probably... I mean, if you look at the... What's the 5-day looking like? Yeah, 176. 176 is a number. If it loses 176, then get bearish. Right now, it's bouncing off a key zone of support. Everything is at such key levels, it's unbelievable. Watch again. Tell me it looks fantastic, please. It looks fantastic, please. Things are down, but I don't expect it to be down for long. So I'll say. Now, now you begging it. That's an airdrop. I like airdrop. Airdrop's doing well. People are still farming the airdrop. That's why it's doing so well. Hello. Oop, there we go. Yeah, they're still farming the airdrop. So that's why it's looking so good. But I'm telling you, if the weekly closes around here, that would be a shorting opportunity. Otherwise, green by tomorrow. I think Monday. Monday should be a good green day. What? Just how did my? How am I writing to myself on the chat? Wait, is that me? How am I writing to myself on X? Am I? Yeah. All right. Cool. Now let's get on to a few other things that I'd like to explain to everyone. I don't know what just happened there, man. Good morning, everyone. It's the evening, but cool, right? Thanks, me. Right. So like, that's a situation where right now, I said key things that we need to understand. Also, let's look at some. Let's look at the total 3 holding on by a thread. Oh, oh my god. Oh man. Again, 3.68. You know what? I'm gonna move this up. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a box. It's gonna be a box type of thing. You know what I'm saying, Rev? Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. So, right there. That line needs to get there. That's all we need. We need a couple of trillion, 100 billion, 100 million, or whatever. It's all that, whatever. That's the situation right now. I will say this, and I'll say this. Let me say a few things. I'm going to do a closing talk. First things first. I want everyone to really. I don't know if anyone checked this out. I really do. I'm saying that this is worth checking out. Toyo is worth checking out. Even if it's not for the token or anything on that level, it's worth checking out their platform of what you can do in tokenization. They're going to be the largest in the industry. The largest in the industry. You're going to be able to buy like fractionalized ownership of big new so Hollywood movies and stuff. Make sure you check out Toyo. It's a really, really interesting thing, man. Like it's Toyo, TOYOW. It's really, really cool, right? They've done their TG, so their tokens launch. It's holding really, really well as well. but what they're doing there's something that they're also doing, and I can't. It involves something in the air, and what you do when you're trying to grow stuff. It's the backbone of America. It's the backbone of America. Anyway, there's air in the air, and it's the backbone of America. There you go. Fertilizer. That's the one. It's air conditioning. No, that's Dubai. The backbone of Dubai is air conditioning. Toyow. Just keep an eye on it, right? Keep an eye on that. That's that one thing. One more thing I want to show you guys. I've opened up my 15th wallet for this. I have 15 wallets. Just understand, I can't say why. Why would someone have 15 wallets of this? Why would they stake 15 wallets? Ask yourself that question, and then the rest is history. Make sure you check it out. It's really cool. If you also want to make sure you get it, you have to get the V World wallet, which is VeChain's own native wallet, and it makes things much easier, and it also helps with something that I can't say. I use your confirm. I'm not sure what points do. They give you. I can't say that as well. I can't say what that is on TikTok. I'll say it on the tube so you can understand from that point on. And one final mega news, and I want everyone to really understand this. And I don't think it's connecting properly with everyone, right? I want everyone to really understand this. At maximum, a project will do a burn of about 10%, right? They will do a burn of 10%. That's it. What Fat Cat is doing a burn of 85% of the supply, and it is matching burn for burn. So say if you say if you're going to, I don't know, say you bought, I don't know, I can't say the amount. I will do the exact same amount. We'll put it into a wallet, and I will do it there and then and publish it here. From tomorrow onwards, you're going to start seeing the publishing of what's already been done. And also, if you do that, if you do the one SOL, right, I will also allow you into the pro group for 6 months. It's the absolute maximum benefit I can give you. Not only does it benefit the token, it benefits you, it benefits everyone. The only person it doesn't benefit is me, but whatever. I love you guys, so I'll do whatever it is for it to be the case. That's the thing that you guys need to understand. And I will say this, right? I'm going to run a competition tomorrow, and I'm going to drop a tweet like this on here. I can't say, I'll say it after this. Anyway, look, for the guys on the Tickety Talk, right? I'm going to say farewell, and I'm going to move over to the tube or that, and I'll explain what that is, right? You guys have been amazing. You guys are absolutely incredible, and I will catch you guys later on the TikTok. And if you want to know more, then we go from there. Yeah, I'll come to the other two here, and you guys can see what because I can't say that on TikTok. It doesn't allow me. 1 second. All right, to you guys, I will say this, right? Tomorrow I'm going to be dropping a tweet, right? Everyone that tweets on there, right, that retweets, likes, posts, and writes a whole bunch of stuff will be put into a random numerator, and we will win $100 worth of Fat Cat, right? We need to spread the fact that I am going to be burning everything that I own. Everything that the project is there. 85% of the whole supply of this thing is going to be burnt. So you will be playing with only 15% of supply. So every time someone buys, the price will go up exponentially after that point. There isn't a project that has done this. No one has done this. Not only is the initial supply locked, but also the supply that is within our team's hands. I'm paying my team off. I'm giving them money. So I'm just spending money to make sure that this thing is worth what it should be. And that's what we're doing now. Imagine, understand what that means. Not only you get access to the pro group, you also get a reducing supply of a token that has run for over a year, still holding a really strong level. And understand that the team is still working. I'm still here. I'm not giving up. No one's ever giving up. And getting this to the level. Never seen anyone doing something like this for a project, and I've seen a few. Yeah, because everyone's trying to earn money from a project. I'm not trying to earn money from a project. I'm just not trying to do it. I'm giving away everything. I've spent more than anyone can ever imagine on this thing just to make sure that it's something for you guys, and you'll know that I'm giving it every single thing that I have, and everything I have is this. I'm giving to everyone to have that to go, and I'm still here. That's it. All right. Okay, one more thing that I want to say to everyone is this, right? This doesn't apply. I need to take that off from now on. Please, guys, join the Learn by Alvarez. This chat is cool. Everyone's there. Everyone's awesome. All the latest drops happen there. All the latest information. I'll just give you one thing for everyone to understand, and I'll explain it here as well, so you guys understand what was dropped down. All right, let's just show this to you guys so you guys can have an understanding of what it is. I need to change a picture of that. Here, for example, where are we going? These are links. Where did that go? Yeah, look, so I'll show you something here. 1 second. I dropped the MetaMask airdrop. I don't know if you guys know about this. So I'll show you here. Yeah, here. I dropped the MetaMask airdrop, right? Code. I was the first one to get this, by the way. No one else knows about it. In fact, people still don't know about it, right? If you go in and put this code, the TNT, I'll put it here. This is why it's worth joining this, because you get these really cool things, right? So if you have MetaMask, right? If you have MetaMask a wallet, and you uninstall, make sure you have your keys and everything else on that level, and reinstall it and put this TNT09D, you will get 250 points for the airdrop that's happening. And the airdrop, these points are worth a lot of money, right? This is basically, what is it? Like $30, $40 that you get just by putting in this code there. And this all comes in from this group. It's free. There's no cost to it. There's nothing that's going on. It's all there for your benefit. I don't take anything from you guys at all, ever. And one more thing, right? And I need you guys to really to make sure you understand this. Why is that there? All right, put that there. I'll leave that there for a second. One more thing I want to show you guys. Where did that go? And then I'll get out your hair, and I can like start playing with my toys. That sounded wrong. That sounded so wrong. Right? One more thing I'll show you guys is that make sure you follow my ex, man. We're putting in some like, it's literally in the life of what's happening. I put a lot of the latest details in there, a lot of stuff that you can imagine. Where is my ex gone? Why is everything disappearing? Can someone explain this to me? What is my life right now? 1 second, let me put this here. God, make sure you follow my ex as well. Oh, all the stuff in there actually it's here. Duh. Make sure you follow my my ex at you see it here at Alvarez underscore crypto. All the latest things, all my lives got happen here. All what's happening in this thing. If I get this, I'll tell this to you. That if I can get this to 10,000 followers, if you guys can retweet and stuff like that, it means a lot, right? It means a lot. I'll start revealing some of the juicy things that are happening in my industry. For example, I had to sort out 2 tier 1 KOLs beefing the other day. And I'll tell you who they are if I can just get this to 10,000 followers. That's it. It's not that difficult. Just retweet and stuff. Dreamcash is still not online. Do you know anything about it? Dreamcash will do it when they do it. I've talked to them several times, and they said, look, when it's ready, they're going to be one of the premier wallets built on Hyperliquid, right? And they have an airdrop that they're going to be doing. I can't push them. They're a multi-million-dollar project. I can't be like, hey, Oscar, wants to. Christopher wants some of that airdrop so he can never use your app again. Can you do that already? Thank you for today. You're the best offers. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jim Kramer says, got to wait until Monday for a bounce in the financial markets. Oh, no. I think I might be wrong now. Anyway, look, guys, love, affection, all that kind of stuff. It's been a bit somewhat of a shorter thing. And I will catch you guys later. Lots of love and peace and all that kind of jazz. All right? Take care, guys. It means a lot. And we can go from there. All right? Go into the my others. I'm there. We'll chat and talk about all the things that you guys